OK, well, now it's time for our international press review in the papers. And doing the honours today is Philip Crowther, who's been trawling through all the world's press and publications, so we don't have to, in short, isn't it? So I'm guessing Société Générale dominating. This, incidentally, about the stock options, the four bosses who decided to give themselves hundreds of thousands of stock options. Now they've been told to give it back. So how's the French press?
Well, yes, let's start with the French press. We can have a look at the three main French newspapers this morning. So the Société Générale scandal, I think you can call it, is on two of them. We can start with Aujourd'hui en France. It's called Le Parisien in Paris. They say Société Générale ends up capitulating. That's the top executives who are giving back their stock options.
That's one newspaper. On capitalism.
And the next one would be Le Figaro. We can have a look at this as well, the conservative French daily. It says that the economy minister, Christine Lagarde, is preparing a law about executives' pay. That's the Figaro. And then a final newspaper, this is the left-leaning Libération in France. It's not about Société Générale, but it is still the economy, about tax havens. It's a very cheap-looking front page there. It says it's all about the treasure hunt. That's, of course, countries like Switzerland, Luxembourg and Liechtenstein and their tax haven status. Germany and France want them to get rid of it, basically. That's before the G20 summit in London in April. Now,
you say it's cheap-looking. I think it's probably a bit unfair. Bear in mind, we live in times of economic troubles. Everyone just tightening the purses on their graphics.
Go on, let's be fair.
Anyway, OK, thinking of cheap then, let's go to cheap cars.
Absolutely, cheap cars. The Tata Nano, this very cheap Indian car that starts production today in Mumbai. We've had a look at one article. This is from the German press, just to get a different point of view on this. This is the German newspaper Der TAGESSPIEGEL. The title says quite clearly, the cheapest car in the world. And the article starts quite aggressively with, no, it's not pretty. That's a relatively elitist German point of view there. Remember, it is the country of Mercedes-Benz, BMW, of Audi. They say it has an ugly shape, it has ugly colours, it has plastic on the inside and the outside. But they do say there is something positive in there for Germany, because there is some German technology in this car. Not necessarily German parts, because they are being produced in India, but there is German technology. So they've put a German spin on this.
OK. Now, they should actually point out the fact that it's highly functional, which I know I'm sort of leaping to stereotypes here, but that is something that people normally associate with Germany. OK, cricket.
Yes, cricket, or the lack of cricket on the front pages in India, because the Indian Premier League, probably the most glamorous, the biggest cricket tournament of all time, possibly, certainly the most expensive, will not be held in India in the end. We can have a look, first of all, at the Times of India. It says the second season of the Indian Premier League will go ahead, but in England or South Africa. Now, that's because there is no government approval for this tournament. That's because it will be held at the same time as the Indian general elections. There are fears over security. So now the whole tournament is going to be moved to a different country. It looks like it might be England. We can have a look at another front page. This is The Hindu, which is from Chennai. They quite simply say that the show must go on. This is, of course, the Indian Premier League tournament that includes stars like Andrew Flintoff or Kevin Peterson. Now, a quick point of view from the UK in the Daily Telegraph. Of course, this tournament might arrive in the UK. It'll be a surreal situation, because it'll be an entirely Indian tournament that will be held in the UK. Teams like the Rajasthan Royals, the Mumbai Indians, the Bangalore Royal Challengers will all be playing in the UK. That's according to the Daily Telegraph.
Now, just in a couple of seconds for us, Jade Goody, the reality TV star Big Brother, she died over the weekend.
Yes, and she spent the last 7 years of her life in the tabloids, on the front pages of the tabloids. We can have a look at just two quickly here. This is the Daily Star. They talk of the life and death of the ultimate Big Brother star. Next up, we can have a look at the Daily Express, another of the British tabloids. They talk of an extraordinary outpouring of grief across Britain, and a quick look at one of the broadsheets, because she has made the front cover of The Guardian. This is Lucy Mangan. She says her 15 minutes of fame turned into a 7-year stretch.
OK. Thank you very much for that, Philip Crowther. That, of course, Jade Goody, who died, I think it was on Sunday morning. She was 27. OK, that's it for this daily or international press view in the papers. Do stay with us. More news on its way here at France 24.